He was there, and it landed anyway. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned. You remember the second before. The light at a particular angle in the room, the shape of someone's shoulders, a name on a screen, a door half open. And then the second after. The light has not moved, the clocks have not stopped, and something that was holding the whole architecture upright is no longer there. It did not fall slowly. It did not creak. The blow arrived clean. The way glass leaves the hand before the mind agrees that it has been dropped. What surprises you is not the pain. The pain will come. The pain already knows your name. It is the silence that came first, the thin, surgical quiet, where every clock kept ticking and your hands kept doing ordinary, useless things. Smoothing a page, locking a car, folding a sleeve. You are performing the small mechanics of a life. You have not yet decided to keep living. And under all of it, forming quietly, without your permission, the older question. He was there. You felt him, not after at the time. He was in the room while the blade was already moving. And it landed anyway. You were taught somewhere along the way that his presence was a kind of armor. That if he was really with you, the trauma would find another target. The car would not skid. The betrayal would belong to someone else's story. You have been doing the math since the moment it broke you. Either he was not there the way you thought he was, or he was. And the second possibility is the one you cannot put down. The verse does not say if, it says when. The promise assumes the river. It does not negotiate around it. It does not lift you over it. It places him inside it with you. The promise was never that he would stop the river. The promise was that he would be inside it with you. There is a stoning in the book of Acts no one tells the children about. A man named Stephen, the person to die for saying the name of Jesus out loud. The first stone reaches him, the second, and in that exact second, not before, not after, he looks up and sees the heavens opened and Jesus standing, not seated, standing. The blows did not stop. The stones did not turn to bread midair. He was killed inside the open heavens. You have been trying to decide which of the two was true. Whether he was present or whether it actually happened. Both were true. In the same second. in the same body. So here you are. Hours later, weeks later, for some years. Sitting in the room the loss was meant to leave empty. The lights still come on. The kettle still works. You answered an email today. You ate something that did not taste like anything, but you ate it. You have been calling that survival. A grim word, functional, almost shameful. The minimum a person can do without becoming a problem for the people around them. But look at what was actually thrown at you. Not the small thing, the real thing. The one with the weight to bury you. The one that arrived fully expecting to leave with everything you had. It did not leave with everything. It took what it took. You will not pretend it did not. Some chairs are still empty. Some doors do not open the same way. But the dust settled, and you are still here. That is not coincidence. It is not stubbornness on your part. It is evidence of something present in the impact that the impact could not consume. The ones who came back from the worst nights did not come back because the fire was smaller than reported. It was the size they said. They came back because something inside the night was not authored by the night. And it stayed when everything else was already burning. It landed, and it broke what it broke. But you are still standing in the room.
I remember the second before and the second after, and the long narrow space between them where I could not find my own name. Something walked into the room that night, heavy enough to take the house with it. And I sat through the morning that followed, counting the small things I could still do. I drove somewhere I do not remember driving to. I said words the mouth already knew. I stood in a room full of people and understood none of the sound. I could not say why I was still moving or how the air kept finding me. Just the steady, ordinary fact of breath continuing without my permission. The fire was real, and so are you still here. And neither one of those facts arrived here without a witness. Something stayed when the room was already burning. A quiet thing the night did not write. A steady thing the flame could not undo. I am not pretending to be whole. The chairs are still empty. Some doors do not open the same way. I will not lie about that, but inside the impact something went untouched. Older than the night that threw it, older than the wound itself. I thought the proof would be the fire not arriving. I thought the proof would be the river drying up. The fire arrived on time. did not flinch. They are open still. What is still standing in me was already standing before the tragedy was born. I did not put it here, and the burning could not take it. It stayed, and so did I. And so did I.